Welcome to this Pride of Dakota feature. If you love to read, whether it's fiction or nonfiction, finding a new source of books can be refreshing. What if we could introduce you to a North Dakota author that offers both fiction and nonfiction that entertains and educates at the same time? In this episode, we'll visit with North Dakota author Mary Ellen Erickson about a series of books written for audiences from young adults to retired women. Mary Ellen Erickson started publishing books in 2004, but began generating the content for her books throughout her career as a student and teacher. Her books target a wide variety of audiences of all ages. Joining us is author Mary Ellen Erickson. Mary Ellen, welcome.
Thank you, Scott. Glad to be here.
So you're known for your children's book series. You have Grandma Mary and Bon Bon series. You also have the Peanut Butter Club series of books for kids. Let's start with the adult series of books that you have, though. I mean, you've written for a slightly older generation. Let's talk about the Common Sense Caregiving book first.
Okay, this book was generated when I was doing a doctorate. I was getting a doctorate, and I had to pick a topic to write on, and I'd been in education most of my life, so I decided to go into human services, which was the other extent of my education. And so I picked gerontology and caregiving of elderly relatives was the theme I wrote for my dissertation. And so the book Common Sense Caregiving comes out of that. I took a positive look at caregiving, and I tried to show families how they can take care of their elderly relatives and parents and make it a very positive experience.
So this is really targeted at the
caregiver.
The caregiver,
yeah. Right. And
Excellent.
how to do this.
Well, you also have a cookbook, too. You said that, I love that you talk about your cookbook covers your three passions, which are cooking, gardening, and writing. Tell me a little bit about your cookbook.
Right. Well, about 3-4 years ago, people were saying tough times were coming. And I got to thinking, I'm a depression baby. I was raised in World War II. I know about tough times. I thought I'd share my own experiences, how I get through tough times, cooking, gardening, saving food, and of course my passion for writing. I had to throw in stories about attitude and how you get through and how you think to make things easier and so on for yourself when tough times come. And so that's what I put in this book. It's just a neat little book full of easy, simple recipes, inexpensive. Everything about it is inexpensive. And the whole theme that runs through the book is this: you don't have to have the best of everything. Just make the best of what you have.
Wow, that's a great message. Very rare will you see a cookbook that not only offers you recipes for what to put on the table, but also recipes for cooking the right mindset. Mm-hmm. And I think that's half the battle most of the time is that we just understand. So a very unique take on that. Okay, so you also cover fiction and nonfiction. We've talked about the nonfiction. Tell me about your award-winning series, The Geezettes.
Yes, this book came out of the fact that I'm a retired lady, and I looked at my generation of women and I said, we're not your ordinary grandmas. We're not the rocking chair grandmas anymore. We're active. We love challenges. We love to get out and do things, help our communities and so on. And so that's what I write about. The first book is called The Adventures of 7 Retired Women. And I put these women in a retirement community down in Arizona. They're snowbirds. They're Midwestern women who end up in Arizona. Okay. And they form these friendships, these groups, because they're trying to get into retirement and meet the challenges of aging. And as you age, there are all kinds of challenges. Some of these women lost their husbands. Some of them, have problems with children and so on. And so as a group, they try to solve each other's problems. And I'll take a very humorous look at growing old and women in groups and so on. That's the book I won the award on. It's called Geezettes, The Adventures of 7 Retired Women. And after I wrote that, many women asked me, aren't you going to do a sequel? Well, I didn't want to do another book down in Arizona, so I brought the main character, who was from North Dakota, back to North Dakota, put her in her small town, and I look at women in rural North Dakota who've been there all their lives and are trying to save these little towns. And it just gets to be really funny when you look at the humor in small town North Dakota, the characters in these small towns, and these women trying to do the best to keep these towns alive. So that's kind of a fun book, too.
I got to say, I love the name, The Geezettes. It's not geezers. They're
no,
the Geezettes.
It's The Geezettes.
If someone is interested in these books or would like to purchase these books, let's talk about the many ways that they can get a hold of them.
Again, they're on Amazon. I have a website, drmarysbooks.com, bookstores all over North Dakota and the Midwest. Barnes & Noble carries some of them.
And those are also listed on your website
yes,
as well.
And if you go on my website, you can find out where to get my books. You can write directly to me. You can call me, write me, email me. All that information is on my website, and you can find out exactly how to get the book if you want it.
The website, I would say, is a great place because it has the contact information. It has links to everything else, too. So, well, if you love to read, I mean, every generation covered. You have a phenomenal series of children's books all the way up through retired women. And we just want to thank you for stopping by the studio and visiting with us for a little bit.
Thank you, Scott. I enjoyed it.
For more information on this Pride of Dakota featured member, or to find other feature podcast episodes, visit our website at prideofdakota.com or join the conversation at facebook.com/prideofdakota.